Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Right now, suppose we're not ready right now.
That, my good friends, is the indomitable spirit of none other than the one and the only,
The abominable spirit, abominable snowman.
Mr. Wray Michael. My friend Wray, I must say, you are a man fit for a day like today.
They're running up and down.
And for those of you who join us, it is a monthly See What Ah Sayin. As Wray, has reminded us, we have to all be champions of our history and heritage, be promoters and supporters of our culture, and as we look to our past, we can see what the future looks like if we embrace it with the level of respect and reverence that it deserves and share it with each other. So, Ray, as last evening, we braved the rain and we moved the...
So did you had some bad weather down your way? A little bit of bad weather? We had it by...
Yeah, but that was just inside.
I know you're some Mount Pleasant, you're not one of us Butt Street Hillers. We're not high tune enough on it, but we had a little spot of bad weather down by our way there.
Not a problem, man.
Along with this chair I got, yeah.
And for those who are listening, we have an excellent show for the month to see what I'm saying.
Sure?
Yes, of course, man.
Listen, can I just sort of do a little, what do you call it? A little,
of course, man, of course.
Prime the thing. This is plan A, B, C .265. We're on now, okay?
Right.
So give us a little. Sometimes it works out that these kind of shows might not be the best shows, but please bear with us. We had a little, like I say, little bad weathers and little sheen face stuff going on, and let me see what else. Not black garden. What you would call it?
We could get into that.
Okay.
All right. But we also have excellent company, Miss Carmen.
We do?
Yeah, she is there. And then 1 o'clock,
yes, we have a special guest. One of them, hopefully future.
So as Miss Carmen passes the baton.
But yes, but can we do a little housekeeping with the ad?
Of course.
I have finally heard it this morning on the way in. What was it? The causing bushfires and stuff like that. This is not the first topic on bush medicine that the See What Ah Sayin show has had.
Right.
I think this might be the third, if not the fourth. But really, this topic, this is one of those topics that could branch off into, like, remember we talked the medicinals and what we call them, the medicines, the paid medicines, that you buy.
Pharmaceuticals?
Yeah, mercurochrome and stuff like that. Okay, so it could branch off into all that. And food.
You mean the profiteering? It's the exploitation? Sorry.
Well, I didn't take the cynical route, but...
okay, I'm just checking.
But but even to food, it can go off into food and stuff like that. All that stuff. Even practices. Yeah. Like, did we talk about the... like, just, I don't know what... it's a hard thing to classify it in traditional arts, which I'm part of also, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
No, not them traditional ones. They're traditional. They're cultural. They're cultural norms.
I'm just checking.
If you want to see what we're laughing about or think, you can also go out check us on YouTube.
No,
don't check us on YouTube.
No.
Anyway, so what I was saying is practices, traditional practices, and that's it may not even be anything physically tangible. It could just be storytelling, talking, kaka. Under the tree type thing, which we good at, and coding and I would like to do something on our humor too. I mean, we have or people who have been around us know that they're like, huh, back and forth, all this coding and stuff. Are you guys talking another language?
Yep.
The coding, which I think I can attribute a lot to piracy, but I could see I've done it before. Talk about somebody right in front of their face to somebody else. And some people call it slurring. My mother's like, a slurring. Apparently, everything to her she can take as a slur. Yeah. You see how they had their face, they hold their head when they said that. That's a slur.
Yeah.
You hear that one?
Yeah. So coding and even like talking in parables.
Double entendres, triple entendres. Sorry, this is too close. Triple entendres sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and naturally too, quick and clean. Clean death. Do you know you got killed? Sometimes I had to be like years later. I'm like, oh, that's what you meant? Yeah.
Like, so
sorry. Go ahead.
Housekeeping.
Which part? Ad?
Well, yeah. Exactly.
So we're continuing, and if you look in YouTube, you'll see I will have our aloe leaf up and stuff like that.
Aloes?
See all of that. So we continue talking about that. We will have hopefully a little bit of new information. Talk about aloe and survive again. So we won't have that necessarily. But that, and I would have loved to expand more Survey. I got a little bit of story on Survey. But what else? What else we could talk about? Oh, the little bit of breeze we had. That, my friend, how many people up in here, or sorry, how many people with us?
Up in here.
Think that was really a Cat 1 damage that we got there. How many, and then tropical storm for the longest time. How many people who been through Iwan and can tell you category 2, category 3, and getting to 4, and I need to go inside the house, guy, too afraid now, category.
So we will venture that for a second just to make sure that you get your ducks in a row. I don't think it was really that significant in pale in comparison to Ivan. What do you think?
Oh, no. What? When I told my daughter, I said, she's like, Daddy, I said, you see this here? We had this over us for 36 hours. And my little girl looked at me like, I don't think I can do that. I said, that's good. That's the reason I built this house. This is a good after Ivan house. Standing seam, reinforced concrete. The what you call it, windows, but I gotta go after Cox to get that one lock that they did not, what you call it.
Still?
That, exactly.
Jeez.
Cox Lumber, your windows are great. I forget what they call. They're a little bit cheaper than certain other businesses and work just as good. Yeah, if I can do that.
No,
I'm going to do it anyway. And but y'all need to finish me up. You treated me wrong. Is a screen I needed. Egress screen. Wait. It's an egress screen. Let me take this opportunity so they know. Egress screen and a lock I need. I think it was Florida, what you call it, companies. I don't know how. Anyway, how you gonna leave a lock? Yeah, you know how many years that is?
I thought you got that.
I believe part of them gone out of business. The way you call it, with the suppliers.
Okay.
But anyway, that is important because the good thing was over the sink and the water flow right into the sink. And I tested it and everything with a hose as best as I could and everything, but not with one of them pressure washers. We had some tornado activity. We had supercell, and as a result of it, we had some tornado action. That's no surprise to people who in West Bay, especially, that see that the one tree twisted, and right next to it a birch tree, almost good as gold, and right next to it another tree. So we had mini twisters. We had supercell. And what it is, if you go on, what is it? Was it? Can you remember the link?
Google Earth, was it?
Google Earth or what? Google. I think somebody sent it to me, and it was amazing. I hadn't heard of it before.
We gotta get back to this. Or?
No, we're getting back to that. Okay. We're getting back to that. Right. But just that's on everybody's thing right now, right? Okay. All the fruit trees and
you're right.
You know, right. So tornado action is what we had, or tornado-ettes is what I called it.
The cornets.
Yeah. And if you go on, what was it, Google Earth, Google something, weather.
What you showed me that thing?
Yeah. You will see this little monster north of West Bay. And if that thing had went
so we can't talk about politicians
there. Okay. Our topic is bush medicine, but yeah. Did I even miss an ad or something that we supposed to ad break?
No, we good, man. You keep talking.
So we were called, and we have a reason we chose the topic. We have her online. So.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll call Miss Carmen?
Yep.
All right, Miss Susan. We'll
pick up
Miss Carmen. Miss Carmen, Mom, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, look at you.
Thank you so much for feeding me.
Coffee, apparently. Extra strong.
How are you, Mom? Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I'm well, thanks. From the heat.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will tell you.
I have a fan in one hand and a towel in the other one.
That's good to go.
The water is going down in my ear. So I am.
But tell us about what.
I can't help CUC. Thank you, because they're not doing anything for us.
Yeah, you need some more billionaires up your way. You need some more billionaires up your way, and it'll be like you'll have a plan up there.
One white man coming soon, so we might get something.
Yeah. Tell them about it, Miss Carmen. Can they always leave? How long before Ivan came up there?
Oh, long before I went. We were the last one, and our fifth to last. My house.
You tell him. I come up there with a machete and a hammer.
So your house and my parents as well.
My house. You mentioned your house. My husband say, They come and find out we go in shelter, and you say, "Oh no, not leaving my 1960 house
that survived all them ones.
Yeah,
we say whatever carry this gonna carry you steady.
If anything carry that, you don't want to see the rest of the island.
because it's got high rocks into it.
Yeah.
All wall, all high.
Built it right into it.
He built.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's
See,
it.
he said the same my father said, you know. And it's true. The houses line up. They were built well.
Yeah.
But done by them old foolish Caymanians though.
They don't know nothing.
Yeah,
Follow
not
code.
really.
Yeah.
Talk about moon and beating the tree and all that stuff to make it bare and all that stuff. Foolish.
Oh yeah.
Foolishness.
Let me tell you that beating the tree.
Well,
I wouldn't mind if every time I beat them, the next year that's the beer.
Of course, that's you know what it is. It's an innate thing there where the tree. Me and my brother talking. A young, not an older, say that the tree believes that it's dying. I think he talked to a guy,
A vet for the trees.
vet for the trees.
Vet.
That the tree believes it's dying. It's like the last thing, so it puts out all thing. And now to relate that to the current thing with the hurricane, Christmas palms before Ivan, every Christmas palm tree were breaking down with berries. Think about it now. If there's anybody left, in just not one in one section, every Christmas palm breaking down. We don't look at this thing. What the hell? And the idea is the tree knows that danger is coming, something bad would think, and it must put out all its basically reproduce. It need to reproduce. Plum trees that before Ivan, the biggest in the amount of plum, but now plum tree don't bear by seeds, but they still have that mentality.
Yeah.
You understand? So the plum trees, and the breadfruits, who now got sick of yellow heart breadfruits now? Who not sick of the amount? I couldn't give mine away. Big yellow breadfruits, nobody would take them. I just come from down there. They got tons too. You understand? So whenever you see this big bounty of thing, because next year now we're not getting no fruit trees, no breadfruit.
You know, having a beer, no?
Not anymore. I mean next year. I'm saying.
Okay.
Because all of them blow down now, no? All the ones.
I see. Right.
Yeah, we're not getting none
well,
next year.
I still got my 2 breadfruit trees.
You still got?
I picked breadfruit off it yesterday.
Well, I tell you, I picked my grandfather yonder. I must have picked 477,102 yellow hearts.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I can't count them. You know, so that as a sign, one of them old people signs. When you see a tree like ridiculously bearing, not just yours, make sure it's like kind of all over the island. If you see like a big bounty of crop, it's bad weather coming. Prepare for it. Yep. Yeah. Or go get your plane tickets or whatever you want to do. If this little storm frighten you, if this little one with 15 minutes or 20 minutes of Category 3 activity, tornadoes is what this thing have. So this is more danger than a Category 1. Category 3 is where they get extensive vegetation damage and possibly some. If you can go online, if you don't believe me, look up the scale. What type of damage? But so, Miss Carm, to get back to you now, do any list survive of the list that you gave me? Backyard, local home remedies for your backyard. Miss Carmen Carmen Conley, you hear that? Don't hurt me now. So
but you don't find it anymore. Or not up already.
Yeah, it is critically endangered. And they're still studying it. They believe that it has like a little root. Like, you know, some of them plants have a little bulb that goes in and stays. They believe there's a little root, a growing root, and it goes up in sand in the graveyards and stuff.
Yeah, it was in. It's going to be a graveyard lot.
But since you're on it, and I know we got some little questions for you, but since I started talking about it, can you tell us how you prepare that, where you find it, what you say, like, what it's good for? Tea banker? Mm-hmm. You have for appetite and good eating.
That made nice tea. Oh my, that was tasty. But it was used like for fever and all that kind of stuff too. But it was in with lots of it was done. In fact, up to last year, Warnette had it in her yard, but she went away. Warnette up in Gundy. She went away, and when she came back, she said it was all gone. Some other cream and took it out, hoping that the root would sprout back, but it seemingly didn't.
And they
come
don't
back.
know the conditions. You think was it somebody from the community, or was it? Because I know, like I said,
no, it wasn't from the community. Nobody from the community.
But they're the ones that may be trying to call it. You see, to catch it. But they need to preserve it in place.
But you see what happened. They know anything they want, they can find in East End, although they give us bad names. But they're coming up here.
Not bad current though.
No. They come in to look for everything they find, which I'm always the first one to share with them. Although they don't want to share with us.
Yeah, that's true too.
Anyway.
Well, hopefully we'll change that there and this show too, even.
When that white man come, it's going to change.
Yeah, that whole K-Mankind, I don't get into. K-Mankind is only one way. And it don't end up good for us. But tell us more about the tea banker now. Like, you kind of see, this is the thing with old people, with us old people. They don't explain, like, you think we know it already. It should be common sense to us.
We should know it.
Yeah, common sense to us. But like, okay, tea banker, you go pick it up. What you grab it, take it from out of the root. It's a root or the stem or the leaves. What part it is active for make tea?
Well, you could they use the root too for tea and whatever. But you could just cut it off, and leave the root because it's going to sprout back.
So here you know, cut what off?
Back in dry weather, it would dry up and come back.
Okay, so when you say cut it off, you mean like the bud of it?
Cut it, go very slender, It's a very slender little
so the
plant.
stem, like, and it again,
cut the stem off if you just want to make a cup of tea or so.
Yeah, and we're not talking a gigantic tree that grows there. This is one little low-lying little shrub, bush.
Growing on the ground. Yeah,
goes like about 2 or 3 inches high.
Exactly.
My height.
That's laying down too far. No, we're talking dirtiness. I mean something. We're cunning linguists. So, okay, you go there to the graveyard and you get little piece. Is there a certain time of day or anything? Like a certain season, like moon or anything? What time of year did it blossom?
I don't know about the moon. I don't remember that. But normally we would go, what I remember, we'd go in the morning because it's mostly used for tea or...
Okay, so it kind of blooms then?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have little flowers and all that?
Tiny little purple flowers.
Oh. So tea banker is what we call it. That's
tea banker, what I know.
A little white collar of mine, if I could be all about me. And then what I was asking though, so you said morning, any time of the year, that was you remember it? All year round or just certain time?
No, I can't say exactly what time of year, but I know dry weather would, like in summertime it would dry up and come back. Yeah.
Is it kind of like a puzzler type of thing? That meat, is it kind of fleshy?
No, not puzzler. It's real thin, I remember.
Okay. And then the leaves, are they...
And the leaves are fine. They're fine,
flat, but not fleshy. So, okay, I guess you pick it up, you cut it off at the stem, you leave in the root in there. And then now what you do with it after that? Besides go gun bay?
Besides, what you do with it after you cut it?
Yeah.
We're going to use it for whatever you want, your tea or fever or whatever.
Yeah, so you take it straight from the graveyard and put it in the pot, or what?
Some plant you have to wait for, it's best dried.
Yeah, so that's
like the strong back. The strong back is, you have to make that dry, pull out the root and everything and let it dry for like about 3 days before making your tea.
Mm-hmm. So is that similar to what...
You can use this right away, yeah.
You can use it right away?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's done green then. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then how long you could do that for? Keep it for before cooking it, if you had to. Could it dry too?
But it could stay for a day or two.
Okay. Could that one?
And the tea too. You could make it today, keep it, and tomorrow it's okay. Of course, because the most people didn't have anything and the thing to keep.
Yeah. So drying and salting would be the method of thing. Yeah. Okay, so that's straight from the thing. You can make it into tea right away. Or tea or beverage. What is that? That's a tea or beverage you're drinking. You said when you got it straight out the ground.
That's a tea. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so you just do it with what now? You make it hot, or you make it dry? You drink it cold?
Drink it hot.
Hot. Just water. Just hot water.
I think all tea should be drunk hot.
Yeah. I mean, there are cold teas and iced teas.
Somehow or another, it's a different flavor. Then it's got a heat, then it's cold.
Sure, different flavor profile. So, okay. So, and then that you said was just for like a refreshing drink? Like what taste you had on it?
You got it, yeah.
And you adding sugar and milk or anything to it? Or depending?
Add brown sugar.
But
no milk.
Okay. But that was your preference, or is that everybody?
Well, that's how I saw it. I didn't see anybody put milk in it.
Okay.
In my time.
Okay. Okay. So just sugar.
Like the fever grass? No, I don't think milk should go in that either.
Yeah, because that's a citrusy one.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So you say, okay, when you drank that now, and that was just for beverage, or that was because you had an ailment?
Most of it you had an ailment, some reason.
Tea banker. And you said for your stomach then?
Yeah,
So like
well, that would, like the lemongrass, I say, because I don't know what's in lemongrass. But anytime I feel discomfort, bad stomach, whatever, let me tell you, if I go and boil that and get a cup of that,
you call it what, lemongrass? You call it lemongrass or fever grass?
Well, we call it
fever grass.
Fever grass or lemongrass, but I call it lemongrass.
Okay, that's because you so stush.
I don't know which one it is.
And that was okay because that's what they serve in restaurants too. You know, this fancy up this lemongrass.
It's a grass and it tastes lemon, right?
Mm-hmm. So let me just finish off a tea banker now. So that was a tea or beverage to ease your stomach.
That was tea. That was beverage. That was tea.
So hold on, let's get into that just a little bit if you
some people might know better than me, but
no. I mean the beverage versus tea.
What about that?
What's the difference between, you mentioned it, say it wasn't a tea, it wasn't a beverage, it was a tea. What's the difference?
It was a tea, yeah.
Well, what's a beverage then?
Well, a beverage is, I would say, tamarind or whatever.
Okay, so like a cool drink then.
Yeah, and lime is a beverage and lemon is a beverage. But
there you go. See all its classifications and stuff, yeah? You think we fool, you know?
Take it for granted, right?
Yeah, man, man.
We have a quick break to take when you're ready.
Yeah, Miss Carmen, you still be there? Yes. You can deal with the heat, the fanning?
I'm fanning all the time. The water's important.
I really appreciate it, Miss Carmen. Thanks for. I'm glad you kept your promise with it. All right.
You made my day this morning anyway. You brought me alive, so.
Well, that's good.
I got to try and enjoy with you.
Okay. But please stay online. We're just taking a break and we're coming right back to you, okay? Okay.
Freedom, Kim Rack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office.
Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
The HSA Specialist Clinic has relocated to a new, modern, state-of-the-art facility at Smith Road Center to offer you a better patient experience. Receive care from top specialists in chiropractic, complementary and alternative medicine, neurology, ENT, urology, pain management, and more. Our orthopedic and telemedicine clinics remain at the Cayman Islands Hospital campus. Please remember to bring your own face mask when visiting any HSA location. Visit our website, hsa.ky, to learn more. At the HSA, you matter to us.
20 years.
Remember when Crew Road had no median and Linford Pearson was only 2 lanes?
We do.
When Dirty Reeds was down the street?
We do.
We have been there for the falls, the growth, and the rise. When your body and mind needed to change, Powerhouse Gym has been here. We've skated with you. Your first date, your daughter's first time on skates, your son's first strike. From football to squash, to karate and hockey, to bowling and concerts, and everything in between.
For 20 years,
so much has changed, some for the good and some not so much. Through it all, King Sports Center has been here for you, for Cayman.
King Sports Center, celebrating 20 years as Cayman's home for fitness, recreation, and relaxation.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
How would you describe Wha Ah Sayin?
A language, history, and culture show on Radio Cayman 89.9 and 93.9 FM.
Okay, I like that definition. Now let's get back to the show.
Wha Ah Sayin?
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us. And thanks to Wray for not only the great work, but for having, the wonderful gifting of being able to encourage Miss Carmen.
That right there, Miss Carmen, you made my day. Got you on. I wish you would. Next step, we're gonna find somehow, Miss Carmen, to get you in the studio. Okay.
But thank you, Mom, for joining us at least by phone. And so sorry that you don't have the power up there.
Because we don't have no power down. You really is too,
You're not gonna power down.
We're not gonna power. Trust me.
You got the power in you then.
Yeah. Oh man, but thanks for bearing and braving, and certainly putting up with us. And really appreciate it.
So, Miss Carm, I should have warned you. You got those little questions, those ones I sent you. You got them in?
I look at them.
Okay, I should have warned you about. You have them anywhere around?
I got them with my daughter. Write them down in one book.
Okay, you all go through them, or we can take a little break and you can look for it if you want.
Well,
because we can talk.
Well, I'm not going to. You go ahead.
Okay. Okay. You've heard these before. Okay. Your first memory of bush medicine, like when you first, heard anything about bush medicine when you were growing up. Mm-hmm. How young you was or whatever.
Well, I don't know how young I was, but I can tell you I was very young because you see, with the aloes or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. That we used for cotton. Of course, we didn't have any shoes, so we were running the cliff up and down, getting a bucktail and whatever. And all
not on the reef? Not barefoot on the reef?
Sure, barefoot on the reef, too.
That's another story. Please tell us that later on, okay? You promised to tell us that one. Wait till you hear that story. Can't swim. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Okay. Simple Virene, aloe.
Well,
cut foot.
Yeah.
Cut foot.
You would always go to the simple Virene tree, cut a piece of that, and slap on your toe and get a piece of cloth and wrap it up.
So what happened? Tell them people that not familiar with walking barefoot, and especially walking barefoot on Cliff Rock. Tell us what happened then. What happened to your foot? And your big toe.
We walk on Cliff Rock, and we had many buck toes and then a cut foot. And my first day going to school, my Aunt Phoebe was the teacher. So my sister had started school. She was 3 years older than I. And I was crying to go. So Aunt Phoebe said, okay, come on, I'm going to carry you for the day. And the first, we didn't have any road to walk through. So we had to walk the bay all the time. And
now, hold on, the bay is what? Just the round the sand? Along the sand?
Round the sea, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I had to, and I got a piece of great tree stump in my foot. Oh. It went in the bottom and it come out the top.
What?
Stuck. So that was walking bare feet.
What? No, went from the bottom through your foot?
It went in the bottom on my foot. And my mother put cow gall on it. Them old people used to use cow gall for drying.
Cow
guts? And tree cow gall.
Oh, the gland.
Of the cow.
That's the first one I heard that. That's another one, Miss Karen. Cow gall.
Cow gall, yeah. And she put cow gall on it to dry it out. And it came out on the top about the size of my finger now. A big piece of wood. Wow. I didn't go back to school till I was 7.
Wow.
And I didn't want to go back.
Please tell me it was at least the thinnest part of your foot.
Huh?
Please tell me it was the thinnest part of your foot and wasn't way up on the bridge.
No, it was I would call it the fat part just below my big toe.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it come through, straight through.
It went straight through, come out the top. I don't know how it did that, but that's what happened. I don't know how she had it back.
And it got all that gunk and stuff after the root.
Yeah, and then I still didn't have any shoes to wear.
But Miss Carmen, you never had any eyes, Mom?
I don't know what?
Eyes. You couldn't see that stump?
No.
It was up in the grape lever?
All about you had walked through the stump. Wow. Or get a walk in the water.
Wow. Oh, right, okay.
You think they were good days? They were bad. The only thing we had was love. We don't have that now. But we had love and we shared. Everybody shared. They had taken the bottle and whatever. But we had love. But we didn't have any shoes.
And you didn't have, at least you had some sort of power then, but no. But so, okay, the gall, we got to get back to our gall at some point, the cow gall, because that might be iodine or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
To get into that. So tell us then, you were saying, okay, you got foot injuries, and so you use the aloe for the foot injuries? Or any cuts or anything? How
we use that for whatever cut we had.
Yeah. And
that cut was for something in your foot. Even if prickle were in your foot, you would put the aloes on it.
So anything to do with the skin and injuries to the skin. Now, would you do a pill with that? Because I know you do aloe pills. Would you use aloe?
Aloe pill,
But you would use aloe pill on that
no,
cut?
No, but the pill now for that. No, that's for more laxative.
So tell us now how you apply that, how you apply aloe to that major cut that you got there. Because that's all kind of stuff that's inside of it, dirt that's gone inside, that's going to fester.
If you apply aloe to a big cut?
Yeah, how that big cut that you had, how did you use aloe, or your aunt use aloe to help with that?
Well, I didn't, no, she didn't put the cut, that was for drying, you see. That piece of stump had to dry, so no aloe didn't go on that at all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, I missed you. Oh, that was a gall for that, the cow gall.
It was like 2 weeks before it came out.
Wow. And that's all with that gall or something?
Yeah. My grandfather had lots of cows, so he would always save the gall, dry it out, and hang it up in the house.
Wow. See, I have not heard of cow gall yet.
I can see my mother cutting a piece of cow gall and slam it up my foot.
And how did they apply that? Do they soak it or anything with water before, or go straight to it?
I don't think, no, as far as I know, just put on, so I don't remember I'm soaking it. Maybe she did, I don't know. I was just 5 years old.
Mm-hmm. Cut it or anything, and then
they cut piece of the cow gall.
So not the whole thing.
Like a thin slab, like.
Okay. And then wrap it up.
And then wrap it up.
So both sides again, because your foot's gone, your thing
but
got.
No, I don't know how it come out on the top. That's what I don't remember. How, because she applied it to the bottom we were in.
The worst one. So what are you using? Just a gauze or something, a piece like cloth type thing, clean cloth at least probably. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I think she had put castor oil on the cloth too. Something that she wrapped it with. I think it was some oil she put on it. I don't remember too good, but I know what it
We could stop the show right now. That's gone. I say with all that information you gave us right now, we could stop the show done now.
So
plenty of them cuts now.
Yeah, plenty of them cuts.
So that was the gall and the thing. So and then you said buck toes and stuff like that. That would get Simplifier, the aloe.
For
the cuts and buck toes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then how would you apply that? Would you squeeze out the juice? The leaf?
No, you're not squeezing out no juice. You cut that fresh from the tree, and put that on. You would put that on a piece of cloth, and then over the cut or whatever.
So is this
get your wrappings and wrap it up? That's probably leave that on like 3 days or so. So you have to leave that on till all of the fiber dry out.
But are you using the green part? The green part of the leaf?
No, just the inside.
So you cut off,
I would say the meat or whatever.
Yeah, you're just stripping off all of the green and the barnacles and all that. And you're getting a good slab of it, and you put that on, and you we call it that, wrap that up, and then leave that. You say for 3 days.
Yes, leave it at least till the fiber dry.
Okay.
When that dry, it could be like a stiff little piece of leaf or some, if it was dry right out.
Okay. And tell me something, when you peeling that, what I found is a serostin. You could get a serostin from that. The one I had anyway. I don't know if a certain
Stain?
yeah, it would come up when I peeled it, and like say put it on my clothes, put it on my lap or something like my shorts, and it like a purplish stain. It would leave
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah, stain purple.
And that's pretty much permanent too, isn't it?
That
not coming out again. So I found.
I think it wash out, like if you put it on cloth, if it come
you
on.
think so?
Yeah, wash out.
Because I'm thinking that could be a good dye too. We did a logwood show that we talked about dye.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so that is for cuts and stuff like that. Cuts, and that's how after the 3 days, how was it looking?
Well, if it not finish heal, you can put another piece on.
Okay, so keep putting it on.
That have to finish heal it. But once that dry, and if the cut is dried, like it started scab or whatever, then you can take it off.
You're good to go.
Don't put on anymore.
Yeah, because it needs to be dried then after that.
Yeah,
Wow, yeah. Yeah, I thought that was, when I first saw that happening, somebody had a sunburn and they went and picked that and they were rubbing out all their face and I'm like, what is that about? And until, that thing is a miracle. That really is a miracle. I've got to get you some little details about that you may not know. I think they fought wars and stuff over that.
For what?
For this aloe.
Oh, okay.
So let me see the next question. And you said the first memory you had, was that with your aunt then? So what was it? Was it about aloe? What was your first bush medicine that you were exposed to? Where and when and all that? You said maybe 5 years old?
Well, we had one tea called Providence Mint. I don't know what to call it, but what we call it now. I know it as Providence Mint or Bush Tea or MVB Bush Tea.
And you said Providence Milk. Is that a brand or Providence Mint?
Mint, yeah. It got high flavor, high scent.
Wow, Providence Mint, another thing again. And that's Providence, like as in Providenciales or what?
Yeah, but I don't know if it comes from
Providence, like the Providence of whatever, some Bordeaux or whatever.
Yeah, but that was tea and that was mostly that wasn't a healing thing.
But I think they're kind of wrapped up in together. Huh?
Yeah, that was just that could go as a tea or as a sweet drink.
So Providence Mint. And that you said you're putting sugar in that as usual.
Yeah,
and that's okay. So that's a Providence mint. Sorry, and
you know what we need to do? We need to have a day of and get a say for instance some agriculture show or something like that, and have a display of all these teas and rate up and stuff that people will know. Because I did it 1 year in East End, at our Heritage Day.
Yeah.
I am telling you, the people that I had calling me after that was,
See?
it was I don't know. Sometimes I couldn't answer the calls, and they would come to the yard and they want this and they want that, they want all
and anyone wanted Obia?
No, I don't know about that one, and I ended that one.
Okay, Miss Carm, can you stay on again? Because we got a news break.
All right. Okay.
Yeah? Wow, okay. Great.
All right.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. As of 9:30 a.m. today, 1,131 of CUC customers are still without powers. Their crews have worked into the night to restore the majority of the 2,159 customers who were without power last evening. The crews have been working around the clock since Wednesday evening and will continue to do so. The main areas impacted are East End, Beach Bay, Omega Drive and Prospect, and Garden Retreat. They anticipate that power will be restored to all customers by midnight tonight. In international news, the Taliban recently massacred and brutally tortured several members of the Hazara minority in Afghanistan, says human rights group Amnesty International. Witnesses have given harrowing accounts of the killings, which took place in early July in Ghazni province. Since taking over the Afghan capital, Kabul, on Sunday, the Taliban have tried to portray a more restrained image, but Amnesty said the incident was a horrifying indicator of Taliban rule. China has formally revised its laws to allow couples to have up to 3 children to boost the birth rate. The regulation was one of several passed on Friday at a meeting of the country's top lawmakers, the National People's Congress. Mining giant BHP says it has fired at least 48 workers for sexual assaults and harassment at its Western Australia mining camps since 2019. Australia's richest mining companies are facing intense scrutiny over the treatment of women at their isolated sites. Recent court cases have prompted a state government inquiry into sexual harassment at mining locations. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio K-Man on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio K-Man app or log on to our website, radiokman.gov.ky.
Summer, the season for backyard gatherings, beach parties, office socials, and camps for kids. Make the most of your summer party and leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters or double meat wrap platters and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway Box to Go with the option of a 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. Cater your summer with Subway. Visit subway.ky for menu options. Subway. Eat fresh.
As the community continues to take precautions from COVID-19, it is important to stay prepared for other disasters now that we're in the hurricane season. Here are some post-hurricane safety tips from the Department of Environmental Health. Cistern water designated for the purposes of drinking, cooking, and bathing must be disinfected before use after a hurricane. Simply leave the water for 1 minute after it begins to boil, or to disinfect with bleach, add 3 ounces of chlorine bleach to every 1,000 gallons of water. A residual bleach smell is an indicator that the water has been properly disinfected. For full guidance on post-hurricane safety tips, visit www.deh.gov.ky.
Here is a public service announcement. 4 sites have been set up for vegetation debris collection, and they are as follows: East End Civic Centre in Bodentown at the Government Emergency Training Site on Anton Boden Road, Prospect at the NRA Stockpile at Pondexter Road, and in West Bay at the vacant Crown Land next to 8 Bush Stadium. And the public is being reminded also that it is the collection and drop-off of vegetation matter only.
How would you describe Wha Ah Sayin?
A language, history, and culture show on Radio K-Man 89.9 and 93.9 FM.
Okay, I like that definition. Now let's get back to the show.
Wha Ah Sayin?
Hey, good afternoon, welcome back, and thanks for joining us, and thanks to Ray Banker for the wonderful job all the time. And Miss Carmen, thank you very much for
Miss Carmen's still online, so we'll go back to her.
Okay, so we're going through the different bush medicines.
And then we'll list a little questions for her now. So you went through that. It was like where first one and what it was and stuff, and that was Providence Mint. So you still there, Miss Carmen?
Yes.
Okay, how's the fan going?
Oh, I'm still fanning.
You still fanning? An electric one, or is it powered by something else? Powered by fish dinner?
No, one fan, one open. Those that open and close.
Using the door. I forgot about that. Using the door as a fan, I totally forgot about that. Jesus, thanks, Miss Carmen, for that. I forgot all about using the door as a fan, right? Is that what you were saying?
Using the what?
The door as a fan.
Opening and closing it.
No, the fan that you got some fan that close and open. I don't know what you call it. The door open, the windows open, they may not open.
Oh, the accordion fan, like, or something. Oh, I thought you.
Yeah.
Well, we used to do that. Remember, use the door as a fan. Open and close the door and use it as a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Dave. Rescued me there for a second. I was out on a limb again. Okay, so the next question is people well known for bush medicine. Can you remember anybody that kind of was experts on it, or known for it? Because usually that's the case.
Well, they all gone.
Yeah, but this is even more now important for you to tell them. So people who are known, who are famous, who are good for bush medicine.
In my time?
Yep. Not necessarily East End either. Could be anywhere.
I don't know if I should call their names.
Well, Miss Carmen, they could be got lost forever then if you don't. I don't think
well,
that.
no, I can say something now because all like Edna and Alvin and who the other one is, Colonel there.
But they're still alive, though.
Yeah. Because I told them too. I said like the 3 of us, or 4 of us, 5 of us need to get together and discuss it. Maybe
but
get
see,
a book or something going.
But Miss Carmen, this is a perfect thing to do it. We're on air. Thousands of people, couple of people listen to it, and then it goes on YouTube forever. So this is the perfect place to do it. I know you all want to get together in your living room, but that still stays with 4 people. Even you write it down, somebody throw that away. That's all stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
You understand why I'm trying to get you on here?
Written down, I don't know if we find some of them.
Exactly.
I have a little thing come to my mind. Sometime I was started picking fruits or raking my yard, and something comes to my mind, and I go and write it down because I do skips, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So what comes to my mind.
Miss Carmen, you're a very creative person. I don't know if you realize that,
No, I'm kind of stupid.
Not at all, Mom.
If you'd be stupid, you would be a West Bay then. And to all my West Bay brothers, okay, give me a little blame on that one. But you understand why I try to get you on, because that same conversation that you talking there, I would love if all on it. Who's the next one? Who's the 4th one?
I try to remember.
Edney, you had Alvin, and you, and who else?
I can't remember.
I'll come back to you, Mom.
Yeah, I thought I counted 4.
When it comes to me, I'll
Yeah, okay, that's cool. But so tell us even more important now, the ones that are gone. I know you're afraid of the people, but this has actually been them up.
No, well, I know Mr. Blue Chop Borden. He was good on Bushmidson.
His first name again is what? Blue Chop?
Blue Chop Borden. I don't know if you know Davis, the police.
You had me talk to Dwayne. That would be Dwayne. Can you spell his first name or give it a try? Blucha?
Blucher, I think.
BL.
But he was good. He was really good.
Pardon? Wow. So when you say he was good, what was?
He was good on Bushmidson, and he was good on saying, okay, well, you mark a baby after that or this. I wonder how they did that. Because one day I went to his house. I was pregnant, and when I got his yard, I don't know what I did, but I know I put my hand over my forehead and said, "Oh my goodness, it's beautiful." He said, "Look for it on your baby forehead." I mean, that flower come on that baby forehead is plain as anything.
What?
And then another one, my uncle had had caught a big we call it group, a good barra, big barra. And my aunt was in the door, and my uncle said, "Come on, why you help me to cut up this fish?" So I went helping him.
So what age are you now?
Huh?
What age are you now? What age is that?
Age I was then?
Yeah.
26, I think.
Okay. Go ahead.
And my aunt said, I don't know yet, no, but I don't know what she said that. She said, "Oh, Carmen, look on your side, and the fish is right there, or it will be right there on the side." And that fish is still there.
What? So it's like they're predicting the future then?
What is something that you do that they see? I don't know how that mark can go. I don't know. I never heard anybody else talk about it till then. Anyway, what were we talking about? I don't know.
No, sorry.
So you're marking babies and stuff, you say, right?
Yeah, this is the Bulcher Baden. Blush.
Yeah, But like I say, he was good on them kind of things.
But that's but he was also the medicine man, basically.
The medicine man, yeah.
Okay, so what some sort of things he would?
I had hurt my back, and it was for so long, and I went to him and asked him what kind of bush I should take for it. He said, the first I heard about strong back, he says strong back. He said, pull up the whole tree, make it dry a while, like 3 days, and boil the root and everything. Put and birch tree bark, and let the birch tree bark cut at the same time, and let that dry too, and boil it. Let me tell you, that was the perfect heal for my back.
So what were problems with your back? What was happening? Is it just a muscle strain?
No, I hurt my back. I fell and hurt my back.
So
I fell.
So like a bruise or something with the joints?
I don't know. I think it was some muscle strain or something.
Okay.
I didn't go in the doctor, but this is what...
Because you went to the doctor, it would be really bad then.
Yeah, no, I didn't go to the doctor.
So is that a muscle?
I didn't see much doctoring.
So you're talking muscular problem then?
Yeah, it was something, but it really helped. And up to now, I still buy that. But my back now is what you call it, inflammation.
Yeah.
So it's not helping that. But it's really good for back pain.
And I know no strong back.
One guy came here last week and said, Miss Graciela, tell me that you got some bush that will help my back. I said, yes, and I'll boil it for you. So I boiled it, about half a gallon, gave him, he come back yesterday, but Monday, he said, I need some more bush. That was good. That helped my back. I don't feel the pain anymore.
Wow. So I wonder where that orientated, and then what does it look like? Is that something that grew up here, or you had to?
I didn't know about it then, but my husband, I told him about it, and he went and he found it in the land.
Oh.
Keeping his ground, and he bought it, and then it all over my yard, and it spread up wild, like.
Yeah.
For a time, it like in the dry weather too, it will dry up
and
that.
What part of the bushmeat, the strong back, are you using? You said everything.
You use everything. You pull up the whole tree because it don't grow a big tree. You know, it's like a vine on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, a vine. Okay, strong back is a vine. Okay. Okay, and then how are you doing it? You said you're boiling it all down along with the birch tree, and that birch tree is the one with the sap in it. Should be a lot of that around, you know.
The birch tree with what?
The sap, right? It's not a dried birch tree bark.
The birch tree, yeah.
All the way down to the white, where the oil.
Yeah, the bark, all the way down to the white. Because you know when you cut that, then that let go from the white, right?
Yeah, and then it oozes the sap out of it, the pine,
But you let it dry for a couple of days.
Oh, you let that dry.
And boil it.
Along with it, you said. Along with a strong back, or just
two together.
Two of them together. So just in a pot, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, like, how does it? You adding water and all that, right, to it?
No, you put on enough water, but you want a gallon or you want water.
You want to end up with a gallon of
pot, yeah.
How long you cooking it?
You can boil it and keep it in the fridge and drink it every day.
Okay, but how long you boiling it for and all that?
Once it comes to a boil, you can turn it off.
Okay. And then you just transfer that into something, a plastic bottle and something, and then you keep it.
Yeah.
And then what's kind of the dosage for that? Like, you talking a cup or like 2 cups or less than that?
No, like a half a cup. Not like a cup. Mm-hmm.
A cup.
I'm supposed to do it in a glass, and about half a glass. Half a glass comes from
and it's just straight like that? Do you add sugar or anything?
No, don't add anything.
And that Providential milk?
Just drink it. No, don't drink it.
So just that as is. Just as is. No, as soon as it come out of the pot, that's it. No, nothing added to it. But you think if it's so, what kind of flavor it has there? Is that one of them bitter ones?
It don't got much taste, you know. It hardly any kind of flavor.
I know that birch tree has a lot of sap in it.
It tastes kind of rough, like, but not anything too flavored.
I might try it. And then any effects of it? Next day, what color should be coming out?
Oh, it come out brown, like a brown sugar, isn't it? But it's brown.
No, but what? I'm saying when it goes through your body, what color is supposed? Yeah, man, that's important though.
Okay,
that's important, serious, because if it can cause damage and stuff. Ms. Karen, what color is supposed to come out after it's finished? That you're okay. Do you know what I mean?
Say that again, I'm not too sure.
When it goes through your body.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, well, you're not knowing what look like then. I don't think.
Like if it comes out green, like should I call it police then? Or?
No, I don't see anything coming out.
Okay.
Well, I can say from that, okay?
Okay, because some of these things have an active ingredient. You know, we have to, I guess, do a disclaimer, right? Before we do this thing, anything you hear here, we're not necessarily... If you go ahead and try it yourself, that's up to you. We're not endorsing it necessarily because there is active ingredients. You just don't know what it is. I mean, you can really do damage to your kidneys and liver. I got one West Bay cousin there that did some pile of damage with overdosing on aloe. Aloe is as a laxative.
You can drink too much of that, though.
Yeah, tell him. He actually not only drank it, he made it hard. He was doing the hard pills and overdosed on the hard pills. Almost brought down a plane.
What? Oh, no, you don't do that.
4 hours. The whole flight from here,
He didn't know what he was doing.
No.
I mean, he didn't know about it. Really.
Well, he know now. He know now. I saw him. I could not. He went. Okay, I can't say who it is, but his name his name. I can't say who he is, but his name rhymes with deal.
With what?
His name rhymes with deal.
Oh, okay.
So they were going to Texas, and they had to go to the bathroom, and a whole flight. The stewardess is knocking. Come on out there. You need to be you need to wait. The whole flight they were up in there. Almost brought the plane down.
What?
And he was supposed to check me about the part that I was supposed to get up there. I not hear from the man for 2 weeks. I give up. I don't know where he was, but apparently I'm going off. I'm being bad now, but we're going to break, and we'll have to I'll give you the result when we get to off the break. Stay tuned with us, Ms. Carmen. Stay on the line.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette, brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Darby Bernard Tibbetts, MBE. Bernard Tibbetts has spent his life serving the people of Kimmerbrak. In his youth, he communicated with the island's ships by radio telephone, keeping seamen in touch with their families. He later became a wireless operator and was transferred to Cable and Wireless when it took over telecommunications in the Cayman Islands. In his 45 years working in communication, he undertook private study, enabling him in his spare time to do photo processing and repair the island's cars, trucks, radios, refrigerators, and air conditioners. He also established a family retail business. He served as president of the Kimmerbrak High School PTA, director of Kimmerbrak Power and Light Company, deacon of Stake Bay Baptist Church, trustee of Little Cayman Baptist Church, and member of the Brax Hospital Building and Development Committees. In 1983, he was honored by receiving the MBE directly from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Mr. Bernard sings and plays music and has written a number of gospel songs and tracks, as well as a paper about life on Kimmerbrak before the modern era.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette, brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Kimmerbrak and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office.
Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
Busy, busy, busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
For the first time in over 45 years, the University College of the Cayman Islands is having an Alumni Homecoming Gala Dinner on October 28th. The event highlights the kickoff of the UCCI Alumni Network, a community of professionals helping the university and one another. If you're a UCCI graduate, join the network today and let your fellow classmates know about it. Visit ucci.edu.ky/alumni and come give us a hand with UCCI's first ever homecoming. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We are a non-for-profit member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. Chamber Pension has an all-in expense ratio of 0.72% over 16,000 members, $430 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s. And today, we are still strong, secure, and are here for employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or request further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Prospect residents, you are invited to a special back-to-school event by Member of Parliament, Miss Sabrina Turner, Honorable Minister of Health and Wellness, Saturday, August 21, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Constituency Office, 33 Marina Drive. All Prospect school children ages 4 to 12, accompanied by a guardian, are welcome. This special back-to-school event includes school supplies, free haircuts for all boys, and free manicures for all girls. Saturday, August 21, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 33 Marina Drive. This event is open to Prospect residents only.
Census 2021. Came on, get ready. Census starting 10th of October 2021. Census information is secret. Census 2021. Census starting October 10th. 2021. Census 2021. Census. Census. Census 2021 Census. Everyone counts.
Do you know that conditions may change suddenly in an emergency and you may have to leave at a moment's notice? When a hurricane threatens, you should have a grab-and-go survival kit. This kit should include your personal identification and other vital documents, which should be sealed in a watertight pouch or container. For more tips and information, visit the Hazard Management Cayman Islands office or caymanprepared.ky. This hurricane tip is brought to you by Hazard Management Cayman Islands and Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
When I was growing up in Cayman, Sundays was always a big day for our family. Everyone would go to Granny's house for Sunday dinner after church. Even today, I can still smell the aroma of all the delicious food we used to eat, especially the hot, fresh baked bread smothered in butter, topped off with our favorite pan cheese. These days, I don't have enough time to cook and bake, but I do my best to carry on the Sunday tradition of family meals, and being able to get hot, fresh bread with no preservatives or additives from Caribbean Bakery is a big help for me. Shh, don't tell them, they still think I baked it. Caribbean Bakery, now delivering every Sunday to Macgrass Grocery Store in Eastern Avenue and Marina Drive. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh. A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
This is how we wake you up in the morning. Praise time on Radio Cayman.
Are you ready? Here we go. Set. I feel like running, skip it, run it. Hey, let's skip it.
Praise time.
Give me Jesus in the morning.
I will. So send me, Lord, I will go. Boy,
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecast, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advance notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
How would you describe Wha Ah Sayin?
A language, history, and culture show on Radio Cayman 89.9 and 93.9 FM.
Okay, I like that definition. Now let's get back to the show.
Wha Ah Sayin?
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. And Ray Banker always, not just informs, entertains, but engages us. And he has included Miss Carmen Conley in East End joining us by phone. And now in the studio, Miss Hannah Reid. So we're going to get a chance to really learn as we learn more. But Ray, we have Miss Carmen on now. We know that it's very hot because our power is still out from this passage of this tropical storm.
So you want to give her a break or ask her what she wants to do?
Hey, Miss Carmen.
Yes.
We know that you are, one of the most gracious people ever, and we don't want to impose on you too much.
Where you get that from?
Well, your son is always such a, he says, that has to come from good parenting. So. We've seen him.
I thank you for that.
Yes, Mom. You are.
Good period.
No, we want you to stay on as long as you want, but we don't want to impose and keep you,
Well, I'm just finding.
Okay.
Got my windows open, my door.
See, if you were here,
and my grandson coming, bringing ice cream and all kind of things while I'm talking.
Yeah. See that boy? That's what you talk about when you grow up. Love, you still see it very evident.
Yeah, cool. Drink.
He's in kitchen now cooking. Rundown.
Oh yeah, that's the one to cook. Yeah. The fish dinner is the fountain of youth right there.
Yeah.
That fish dinner.
That's why I already said so strong. You got strong people.
Yep.
We got
fish
good
dinner.
people in East End. You know
fish
me
dinner.
from East?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's all. All right.
So, Miss Carmen, we got a bunch of callers and stuff. Right? We got to go to and tell us what you want to do. You want to stick on and you can have a conversation with us.
Yeah. If you're willing to
tell us what you want to do.
All right. And we can bring that.
You not got more questions for me then?
I got tons of questions for you, but the problem is time. You see, this hour we got you now is gonna go like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So we got callers, we got a guest, and we got people. I'm not running you.
I'll stay on longer.
Okay. So what we'll do, we can keep you on the line, and then Ms. Susan will connect up the other caller.
And she could be a guest.
Yeah, you can stay on. Yeah.
You could stay on, and you'll be like in the room with us, talking. Whenever you want to talk, you hear you.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Let's make the technology work first. You hold on the line. Don't hang up, Ms. Harmon, as we listen to this caller.
Yeah, we got callers.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dwayne.
Good afternoon,
sir.
How are you today?
No, I'm good. I'm 73 years old. Happy, no aches, no pains, or nothing.
Amen. Thank God, man. Thank God.
But in the Cayman Islands right now, Dwayne.
Yes, sir.
You got more herbs in the Cayman Islands than we had before. Right now, you got, before you had herbs that if you have a kidney failure, you could use that herb and restore your kidneys back like day you born.
Mm-hmm.
If you have clogged arteries to your heart, you got herbs, you can drink that. Tastes just like natural water, and that clear up all your arteries.
So these
restore your heartbeat, your heart muscle, everything.
Right. So if I may ask, and some of these, because that's what we're talking about, these, bush medicines, these remedies that, our parents and their parents and their parents, used to use. What are some of these? We heard Ms. Carmen, talk earlier just about one or two of them. What are some of these that, not necessarily how do you make them, but what were some of these that people used to use, say for the heart that you referenced? What were they?
Well, it's really a bush that you use, and they call it heartbush. That's the name.
Heartbush. Okay. That's fine.
It has purple flowers.
Yep, you got it right.
Yep, that's Ruellia tuberosa. Or I think there's two different genus and species that look similar in Cayman. But yeah, heartbush.
Imported or
no,
not
native.
local? Wow.
No, it grow right in the island here wild.
Okay, so heartbush, and then one for kidneys.
You got one for kidneys. If you're looking for it, you probably won't recognize it. The only time that's green is when water hit it. It's dry at all times. You take that and put that in a pot of hot water for 2.5, 3 minutes, and it turn right back natural green. And that will restore your kidneys.
Huh. And that's called...
You got herbs right here in the island
Uh-huh.
that cure AIDS, cure herpes, cures lupus.
I wonder if they accuse ignorance. Sorry. I want to take some now.
You got, well, I'm telling you, you got herbs here in this island that cure AIDS, they cure cancer.
Can I boycott? I think we got to boycott it. That look out for that. That curing business. I think I don't know what you would say.
Yeah,
so we don't want people go take stuff and then that getting treatment for cancer and then
yeah. But as a caller shared, there are those things that we use. We can get into that in a minute. But some not just in this culture, but others can. Those
antioxidants and stuff that will prevent you from But I can't say that we should be going clean and
no.
But if we would love to hear some of the other stuff.
Let's take the caller. We do have Miss Carmen still on the phone as we take this to the caller. So thank you very much for that call, sir. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Okay. Well, sometimes that happens. But Miss Carmen, as you were sharing, Miss Hannah is in the studio. Maybe let's try it this way. Thank you so much for coming in because we have Miss Carmen who...
Miss Carmen, you can still hear us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then this is
So let's introduce this young lady.
I was going to say
this beautiful bush.
Only in brand name, not family. To my knowledge.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. She coming out swinging.
You showed up for my swing.
So I found this young lady online, and her name or her tag name was Bush Medicine Girl.
Yeah, Bush Girl Medicine.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Ray Banker dyslexic. So tell us now. Let me get back to my questions. I do have. This is Miss. Please introduce yourself.
So
how about that?
My name is Hannah Reed, and like Miss Carmen, I am from the beautiful district of East End, and that's where the bush and the Bush Girl comes from.
2 against 2.
Yep. Because whenever anybody asked where I lived, when they learned where I lived, it was out in the middle of the bush, and that's where I grew up. That's where I learned all about our native and endemic indigenous plants. And yeah, I mean, our closest neighbors were cows, so it really was the bush,
And who your mom is now, you said?
Carla Reed. So I think quite a few people will be familiar with both my parents, Carla Reed and Andrew Reed, and my...
I've driven his road.
Yeah. So you know it's out in the middle of the bush.
No, not that one.
Oh, the one.
Yeah.
Yes,
right
Andrew Road.
Yeah.
Yep. And in Cayman Brack, we've got Aston Retty Road and Dennis Foster Road.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I don't know that connection.
Yeah. Grandfather. Yeah.
No, had no clue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got I.
So what you're trying to say is you're from here.
I got roots.
You got roots.
She rooted Bobo. Cayman Brack included.
Strong roots.
But that's the beautiful part, I mean, and to know not just your parents and your lineage, but the fact that you've taken an intellect and a graciousness, but a healthy respect for what we have taken
this
for granted.
uncool stuff,
right? And the caller just then weren't dismissive, but we have used so much of this reluctantly to an extent. As a child, your parents gave it to you, and it tasted horrible.
I just turned into a minion.
A lot of good medicine tastes bad, right?
Yeah. And then there was some great stuff, but it worked for what they say it would work, like Ms. Carmen was sharing.
Yeah.
So,
I was listening in as I was driving here, because I apologize I had to be late, but Ms. Carmen talking about strongback, and strongback is one of these interesting plants because I think, when we think about Cayman in terms of our history,
Is it native?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's actually, one of the things I find interesting is that, all plants have sort of two sets of names, right? We've got the scientific name, which is Latin, which is sort of the universal language.
The plant named after us, the Igorus.
Yeah. So we got lots of that name is sort of like the universal language, that if you're speaking to anybody else in the world, no matter what language they speak, if you have the scientific name, they'll know. Common names are hugely important, but they differ vastly, not just between different countries, but even
equally important.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to tell people.
They're equally important, and I think but one of the interesting things is that when you think about how separate Cayman was, how we had people who would have gone to sea and seen other countries before they'd seen East End, even in Cayman, we can have different common names. So I think the plant that Miss Carmen is talking about is Morinda royale, which that's its scientific name, and it's also known as yellow root. I think it's got these little kind of pineapple-looking yellow.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
My daughter, trying to get my daughter's attention yesterday during all the madness, and I picked up that as the one thing I could find that wouldn't damage the car, and we call it plop. She's like, "What are you doing?" And getting your attention.
And you'll notice that it's similar to, it's because like that little fruit looks very similar to the mulberry, right?
It's the weirdest looking we call
it. And the mulberry tree, or the noni fruit, I think people know it as now. So that's the other species in the genus.
Sick fruit. I call it the Sora fruit.
So
Runaway.
That fruit, Morinda citrifolia. Those are both species in the same genus.
Thank you.
But there's also another plant known as strongback, which other people might know as strongback, which is actually a completely different plant.
Because I think Jamaica has something that's strongback.
Yeah, so there's one that's its scientific name is Psychotria nervosa, and that's a big hedge rather than a vine, but that is also known as strongback.
But that sounds like that's good for the nerves. I think nervosa.
Well, it's one of these things where it's interesting, because I showed my mom the Psychotria nervosa, and I said, that's strongback, and she said, no, that's not strongback, that's strongback. So you need these names because they tell you what the plant is used for, right? They have that cultural knowledge embedded in the name. So you say, okay, strongback, that's used to get your strength up, your muscle strength, but also kidney bush. So that's another name. So it's used for kidney.
Would you endorse that? Like I said, it is. No way.
Well, I think that from my perspective, coming at it from a more sort of studied perspective,
scientific, academic.
Yeah, I guess. But it's one of these. It's a criticism of ethnobiology that the study of native plants hasn't actually yielded these silver bullet cures. And I don't think that it might, but I don't think it really will, because the relationship that a particular community has with their plant life is so specialized that I don't even know that you could take those plants and put them in another place with another people and then they would have the same effect. I don't know, because
you might actually get a different result, a positive result too.
You might get positive, it might not work. I just think, these plants are plants that our ancestors lived alongside for hundreds of years. So they I think that, and they have discovered that humans adapt, our biology, our genetics adapt a lot more quickly to what we take in than people realized on much shorter time scales. Yeah. So there's a reason that, a lot of Native Americans are lactose intolerant, because, they didn't, there were no, there was no dairy producing.
And their DNA apparently is from the fasting, or they have if they're in the desert and they go long periods with little or no food or minimal food, it actually strengthens them.
So that's how the land has actually influenced us, our bodies. And I think there is a very specific relationship when it comes to bush medicine between particular people, particular plants in particular places. And I think one of the most important things that bush medicine actually gives us is a relationship with the land. It might not cure every ill. It might not be that cure for all, that miracle that we're all.
It might slow down the bulldozer a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It might. I think when there's something so empowering about being able to walk out your door and look at the green all around you and not just see it as one thing.
She used to come to my house because I don't know what I got. I'm about to chop down stuff that I don't know. One side is.
Oh, you gotta know. You gotta know what it is.
I did Fred, and that I don't know what that is.
We need someone to actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of the things that we consider weeds are actually powerful bush medicine plants, right? Because it's a perception of, if you walk along the roadside, there's so many plants that are actually powerhouses of minerals, vitamins, these flavonoids, these antioxidants. But they're weeds. I mean, cerasee is an example of that. Like, cerasee is everywhere. It's on every corner. Worry vine. Worry vine is also sometimes.
Which one is worry vine?
So worry vine is also vervine. It's Statutarfeta jamaicensis is its scientific name, and it's
from Jamaica.
I think it's jamaicensis and caymanensis. Those kind of names. The species name often tells you a little bit more about that particular species, but it doesn't. It might just mean that that's the first place it was described. So we have caymanensis plants.
Yeah, it might have been around, but Jamaica was the first time they noted it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But frequently in Cayman, if you see caymanensis, it does mean it's an endemic species.
Identify here.
Yeah. Also a lot of proctori. Some of our endemics are proctori because they were named after Dr. Proctor. But yeah, it's a little plant that grows on the ground. It sends up these spikes with tiny little purple flowers. And the leaves were used in a tea to treat anxieties. And I can tell you I use it.
I planted that in my yard. It grows as a bush. It can go really wide.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but again, worry vine. So that name tells us what it was used for. Vervine actually also points to its sort of similarity to old world vervine species.
You know the preparation, all these and stuff, and the dosage and all that.
Well, that one I think there's a level of intuitiveness that comes into bush medicine as well, which you get from spending time with plants, and then you figure, okay, how many leaves of this does that look like enough?
Let me lick it first.
Yeah, I think Miss Carmen might be better placed to answer some of those questions, about how much you would typically use and what bits. Like I like to use the flowers in my tea because it looks pretty, but I don't know if
that's what Dwayne does too. It looks pretty.
Put on my hair. So, Miss Carmen.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Have you been listening to our conversation?
Yes, I am.
So worry vine?
Yeah, I know about that. I have that here in my yard.
I wonder if I have it in my yard. I thought it was an imported thing. It comes up with a little snake-like green thing and has a little purpley blue.
Little tiny.
I showed you.
I didn't know that. Anyway,
okay,
that thing goes like a blanket. That's what I'm waiting to do for take over.
All right.
That's wheeze.
And so, no, that's good stuff.
Is that wheeze?
Yeah.
From West Main.
So I've heard, because there's also one that has like little red flowers. So that's the imported one, but the purple one is found, to my knowledge, is found naturally here.
Yeah, the one we have is purple.
Yeah.
What?
And good for, like you say, anxiety.
It's good for kidneys too.
Okay, what else? Kidneys, anxiety. Can you make it handsome?
And nerve.
You don't need that.
That's not help me. Thanks a lot.
I will reserve this time for no comment.
Okay. And then
let's see.
Well, you know what? I think we have to do a tour. So
yeah, we have to do something.
I just want to go back then because as we were sharing, Miss Carmen, the
birch tree is. What do you think? Active ingredients in the birch tree is that? We think that kind of is it like we did logwood? Logwood needed a catalyst, needed alkaline or something to sort of work. You think it's something that action going on? That action?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think there are a lot of plants in Cayman that sort of in traditional recipes go with other plants to do certain things, and yeah, like Miss Carmen, I don't know if the one that I hear a lot about that I think is the trinity is like a bath of rosemary, tamarind, and black sage.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be very healing. In fact, when I was sharing, I did a tour at the Botanic Park, which I think needs quite a bit of community support now after Grace.
Oh, never thought.
But
did they lose a lot of orchids?
I think they lost quite a bit of trees and are struggling right now. So if anyone can give their support,
forgot about that. What kind of help would they need?
Well, I think they need all hands on
deck.
With
a machete type thing.
Yeah, I think so. But they when I was doing that tour and we saw the tamarind, the bush, the black sage and the rosemary growing together, and I was pointing out these plants, and one of the people on the tour said, "Oh my gosh, yeah, when I had chicken pox when I was little, that's what my mom made me bathe in," and that it completely cured the chicken pox. But then speaking to somebody else, a dermatologist, was on another one of my tours, and he said, "Oh, you gotta be careful if people aren't accustomed to the croton, which is the rosemary. Our rosemary is Croton linearis. That can cause skin issues in some people. I've never had skin issues, but it's one of these things where I think there is a certain level of personal accountability that we have to take when we try these things and test these things.
Trying to do a little disclaimer.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, how many of the pharmaceuticals these days have coming from bushes?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, having a healthy respect for our natural environment and not being so quick, as Wray was talking about, taking the bulldozer and clearing everything without understanding what we have.
And they do selective. They do not take. Most of them don't take down thatch trees. Well, Jesse, there's one Jesse. Thatch trees and mahogany. They leave them up.
Yeah, and I think from my point of view, I think it's so empowering to be able to walk out your door, look around you, and be able to give a name to something.
That's literally me.
Yeah, you look outside and you think to somebody who doesn't know the names and what the plants' histories are, they might just see green. And that's not always
bush.
good too. Bush.
Bush, the negative bush.
Yeah,
the
because sometimes people, like, not everything that's green is good, right? We know we've got invasive plants that can take over. And
heart-shaped vine.
Yeah, exactly. And then people will say, oh, no, it's green, it's good. But it doesn't necessarily mean that.
We have to... everything. That vine is killing everything.
Scavola is an example.
Yeah.
You know, we've got invasive plants that we need to be on the lookout for. And you learn what's good and what's bad by knowing what the native plants are.
But if you look at it on the coastline, they use the scavola to extend it down into block access.
Because it's good for them. Coverage thing.
All right. We do need to stay on the good side of Miss Susan, and she's such a kind person. So let's take this break. Miss Carmen, you are gracious. You decide if you want to stay on. You're more than welcome to, ma'am.
Lauren.
Yeah. Thank you.
See, we told you.
We're going to pause and take that break. We come back. We got Miss Carmen. We got Miss Hannah. Well, you got me and Ray. And then we got some phone calls. So we'll do it all. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Look at you. Listening to the radio, tuning in, getting stuff done. Total doer. Maybe you're driving, maybe you're getting your oil changed, or grabbing some chicken. Maybe you're doing something that's nobody's business but yours. Hey, that's cool. We're all doing something. Now you can join a whole new community of doers doing more on findyellow.com. With custom search, local experts, and trusted reviews, whatever you're doing, get it done on findyellow.com.
Do you have plans to travel to the UK? You must provide a letter of certification from Public Health and your vaccination certificate issued in the Cayman Islands if traveling to the UK via the Bahamas, the United States, Canada, Jamaica, or any other Amber List country. If you are traveling directly to the UK from Cayman, no letter of certification is necessary. Letters of certification may be requested by emailing vaccinecertification@hsa.ky. Travelers must attach a copy of their vaccination card as a screenshot attached to their email request. All requests will take 3 business days to process, and letters will only be issued within 3 weeks of a person's date of travel. Letters of certification are only needed if traveling to the UK via any Amber List country. Travelers to the UK coming directly from the Cayman Islands do not require a letter of certification.
The Department of Education Services and the Public Health Department would like to inform parents that health screening for new students will take place during the summer until August 23rd across Grand Cayman schools. The Public Health Department will be visiting your district schools and will be contacting you regarding school health screening appointment. Health screenings will also continue during September and October for those children who are not screened during the summer.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brack and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice. All things Cayman. One radio, many people. This is home.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
How would you describe Wha Ah Sayin?
A language, history, and culture show on Radio Cayman 89.9 and 93.9 FM.
Okay, I like that definition. Now let's get back to the show.
Wha Ah Sayin?
Good afternoon and good afternoon. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. And as we speak, to Bush Medicine on this month, the Wha Ah Sayin show, got to always thank Ray Banker. I don't think we give him enough credit. It does. Well, we don't pay him at all. And for Miss Hannah Reid for not just coming in and sharing, her knowledge and her interest and her passion, but if I may say, for having that interest, just even by quick observation, being nurtured by that home environment, that respect for the healthy sort of cultural significance. And then, of course, Miss Carmen, Mom,
she's still on, huh?
Yeah, you are not just a stalwart within our society, but someone that we look to for our food and our history. So thank you for sharing.
You heard that, Miss Carmen? All that, and he ended with food.
Let's
sweeten you up for what does you want from her now? Hold on, corn turtle. Miss Carmen, you can make corn turtle.
Of course.
Because I don't think his mother can make corn turtle.
Wow.
I said he's sweetened all that sweet mountain he doing here. He ended with food.
Miss Carmen, just ignore Ray for now, man.
I might get some out of it too. So
we can go to these phone calls. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir. How are you?
Didn't realize I was on.
Yes, sir. That means we're misbehaving.
Ray, and good afternoon to Miss Hannah Reed.
Afternoon, sir.
I think your mother is a West Bear.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Thank you for pointing the good stuff there.
Miss Carmen from East End there, interesting thing that I can think of really relating to me myself, because I remember having a very bad cut too. I was about 7, which is a good 100 years ago or so. And I always was cured it. There was a nurse, registered nurse at a clinic near to us, and she applied on what they called a poultice in those days. I don't know if you still call it that, but the cloth there, gauze, I guess. And then that every couple of days she changed it over, and it was always applied right there like that. The full aloe. That's what cured it. But that's a known thing throughout the whole world by all doctors and scientists, that it's a natural antibiotic, and it's also, it heals and cures things, and it clots blood almost instantly. That's what it's in cuts. And every week I get a cut, I just put aloes on it, and that's it.
Right.
You know, I'm not talking about a cut that's deep and wide, so, but that would require, stitches or. But that's been known, and there's hundreds of uses of aloes. But again, overuse can be dangerous. With anything, it's just like any medicine doctors have, and aspirin is a natural thing also, and that saves millions of lives throughout the years. And garlic, and we know the benefits of those things, definitely. The other medicines that also have been proven, but not scientifically, as they all are trying to say there and show that you can't definitely say they cure this, cure that. And even if you look at the bottles of like saw palmetto, doctors know how very good it is for prostate and urinary treatment, and they understand that. But then, you have to... Yes, saw palmetto. Men use it, and that's known. You get to keep it on the shelves at drugstores for urinary and prostate health. And that's a known thing by urologists. I'm sure the good lady there can back me up with that. That's very well known. But I don't know if we have it here, but I guess it is. They sprung back on ice and glass, and those things are known, but just again, like people with saying bush medicine, if you want to call it that. And but those things have been sold in the United States for West Indian stores in particular for over 40, 50 years in little packets, and it's marked. But they use it mostly on aphrodisiac and so forth, and then there's the seaweed coupled with it. And I just wondered, and there are other things keep my mind now, but there are other things that are used also. I just wondered though, if we really think about it, if there isn't some alcoholic content in these things, because for years we've known people saying, well, I'm going to take some cough medicine. I mean, a famous brand, I won't call the name of it. That's for long time, donkey's years, we say, been used, and it's, don't bother with 2 teaspoonfuls, let's put it to your head and drink some. And when you look at it, you see it's 40% alcohol, and so forth.
What is called? Hold on, wait. Caffeine.
Yeah.
Caffeine.
Yeah, it is caffeine also, but if you notice, and then there are a lot of these health tonics and so forth also, and again, if you see, and we know that cactus is highly alcoholic in content, and aloes that is a cactus too. I just wondered often about that. And then there's that plant that Miss Carmen was talking about. You were talking about rains, that it came from the graveyard. You find
tea banker. Tea banker.
Yes, really, I would tea banker. I would be kind of hesitant drinking something from the graveyard. I know when we were used to digging graves and stuff, we'd be drinking. But we'd carry rum in there, a beer, and dig a grave and for the loved ones and so forth. But we carry rum and beer in there. I don't know about
maybe that's what's making it grow.
And maybe it's because those passed on before loved ones. Why grows there?
Maybe there was a lot of alcohol content in them too, sir.
Yeah, but they might be trying to tell us if they have been drinking that white goods, they might be alive today. I don't know. Anyhow,
yes, sir.
Just saw that pass that on, but a wonderful show as usual.
Well, thank you too.
Here, I listen on.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much.
All right. And Miss Carmen, before we go, was there something you wanted to share with us? We thought,
Miss Carmen.
Pardon?
Yeah. Anything you want? Because we're getting kind of tight with time now. Don't want you to leave, but just let you know that.
No, I just want to ask Ms. Hannah about one herb I have in my yard. It's called Dash Along, but I'm not too sure what it's for. Someone gave it to me, and I think they said to use it on babies in time past, but I'm not too sure what.
Dash Along. Dash Along.
Yeah, Dash Along. The plant that I know of as Dash Along, it has really dark leaves and yellow flowers, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
So light color leaves.
Okay. Okay, not too dark. So we have actually 3. There's I think at least 3, possibly 4, because I found one the other day. So it's a genus called Turnera, and we have ulmifolia, Turnera ulmifolia, which has, I think, the darker leaves and the yellow flowers, and then one with lighter, narrower leaves called Turnera triglandulosa, and another one that is Turnera. Oh gosh, I'm going to forget the scientific name now. And that one is very small. That one grows. I've only ever found it in Little Cayman, and that's the only place that Proctor listed as growing as well. I haven't heard about it being used with babies. I heard about it more for keeping up your appetite and also for treating colds.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
I
indigenous.
think she didn't mention cold, but something she said about using for babies, but I don't remember.
Yeah, no, I would love to I'll go back and look at my notes and see if I have anything about that too, because I know that I have had people reach out to me, for, and I think part of it comes from a lot of there's some things that people didn't really want to talk so much about back in the day. So there's a lot of plants that are noted as being used for female troubles. That could mean anything in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
could be dream.
We got plenty troubles.
Huh?
What
could
is it used
dream.
for?
Gets rid of dream.
But yeah, there's I think
dream repeller.
I'm forgetting the name of the scientific name of the one that's only found in Little Cayman. But that one is definitely, I think, an aphrodisiac.
Mm.
The one in Little Cayman.
Mm-hmm.
Here, what a be over there now.
Already going over there.
I can't put going across. All right, we have that news break though. This is probably just an opportune time, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll pause, take that break, come back, and learn more as I am. So stay tuned.
I think I'm go.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. The Cayman Islands Postal Service informs the public that the East End Post Office will be closed until electricity is restored to the district. The East End branch remains shut following the passage of Tropical Storm Grace over Grand Cayman on Wednesday, August 18th. It is unknown when power will be fully restored to the district. All other post office locations in Grand Cayman and the sister islands will be open for their normal operating hours from Friday, August 20th. In international news, a new COVID treatment that uses a pair of laboratory-made antibodies to attack the virus has been approved for use in the UK. The regulator said the drug Ronapreve had been shown to prevent infection and reduce the need for hospital treatment. A woman who had a 6-month relationship with R&B singer R. Kelly at 16 has told his trial that he physically assaulted her after an argument. Now 28, she also said the star videoed them being intimate. She was the first witness in Mr. Kelly's trial on racketeering, sexual abuse, and bribery charges in Brooklyn, New York. He has pleaded not guilty. Vaccine mandates have emerged as an early wedge issue in Canada's snap federal election, called by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau 2 years before his current mandate expires. Announcing the election on Sunday, Mr. Trudeau said the autumn vote would allow Canadians to have their say on the country's pandemic recovery. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Sollins.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky. How would you describe Wha Ah Sayin?
A language, history, and culture show on Radio Cayman 89.9 and 93.9 FM.
Okay, I like that definition. Now let's get back to the show.
Wha Ah Sayin?
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And thanks too to Hannah Reid for sitting and Miss Carmen calling.
Miss Carmen for finding.
Yeah, and we do have a couple of callers as we're looking at our monthly Wha Ah Sayin show for bush medicine. Let's go to the lines. Good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Hold a second.
Hold a second.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yes, I'm glad you can think for us. Yes.
How are you?
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
Okay.
You still in the back? No?
Hello? You're on air.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
You're listening to radio.
All right. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. Thank you for listening, and thank you for calling.
You're on the air.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't know the. Next, I'll talk to you in a minute. Yeah, I was listening to this fascinating show you're having, Sterling, and I.
And not Sterling, really, but yeah.
You too, Ray. I know you. You probably know who I am. I wrote a piece on you back in 2005, I think it was.
Ooh. And then you wrote the truth.
And so Ray's actually one of my favorite artists. I mean, not just local. I mean,
overall, man.
Globally. I mean, I'm talking about Rembrandt and those who have made their names in times past.
Okay, all right. You're embarrassing me now. You're embarrassing me now.
Say thanks.
Thanks, sir. Thanks. Sorry.
I'm talking about people who or most recently painting and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
I appreciate that, sir.
Miss Reid, I am so fascinated. She is so knowledgeable.
I don't know where she come up from.
She doesn't tell you where Spear came back East End.
She was like one of them plants that pop up and they go like, how the what? A rock and a Milo pan?
She got it covered.
Yeah. So Miss, I thank you, Ray. Thank you, Miss Reid. And I want to say this quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a thing about what you're talking, but it's so fascinating, so interesting that I want to ask the suggestion that Sterling made, doing a walkthrough, whatever you call it, and doing video and things. And
even a virtual one and all that. Yeah.
Hearing all these fascinating things, and then put it on game on TV, you know, and we can't see it on radio.
Yeah. Well, you can go to YouTube, but we don't have the bush.
No, but we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting there, yeah.
Yeah, well, for now, just let's settle for put this on the TV. You know, I'm sure you get the cooperation of the people at the TV station, and do that. This is such a fascinating show. I thank you, guys. I thank you. Please enjoy the rest of your day now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate everything you said.
And this is where I think this level of recognition of what we have, and immediately the lack of respect, sometimes by default, that we have for what we have.
And that's mostly us.
No, not talking about us to us. All right, let's go to the phone. I think Ms. Carmen, we can join the other caller as well, okay? Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling. Yeah, hello. Good afternoon.
You're on air.
Well, Susan pressed the button. And hey, there you are.
Yeah, you're on air.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Ray. Hi, Taylor. Blessings to you.
Blessings, my friend. Blessings.
Gonna try to get out there and get some of the fresh wood for all kinds of artwork now.
Oh, well, we definitely have to talk. Definitely bring strong back people, and maybe a crane.
I tried to do something by myself, and I said,
"Yeah,
I better stop right now."
You ended up with 3 instead of 2. We need a crane, bro. We need a little crane, one of them to do with engines.
Yeah.
This is actually a phone call that we probably should have not on air.
Yeah.
So, sir, can you tell us while I have you on air, can you tell us anything about this bush medicine stuff that you could overdose on it? Do you have any experience with that?
We shouldn't talk about that one on air either, but I know you referenced.
I didn't give anybody's. I didn't.
Aloe vera is the best to cleanse your intestinal system.
The system itself, or the membrane, the organs itself?
It's a thorough cleansing, and it's humbling too.
It's humbling. Would you say that you could actually overdose on it, the bush medicine?
No, it's actually something that when you take too much, you actually needed it.
Really, for your ego.
For the humbling effect. But
humbling.
While we're talking about these trees, and there was the lady was saying that it's only found in Little Cayman. I went over to Little Cayman a while back, and man, the development there is crazy, and the amount of trees that's being knocked down is crazy, and we don't even know how
what you're losing.
A lot of them are.
Yeah.
But there was a gentleman over there that told me about and pointed out to this tree. And I'm sure most of y'all heard of manchineel.
Yeah. You didn't eat that, did you?
No.
That's good for you. That'll cleanse you out, too.
No, Ray.
It's not manchineel.
They have little apples. You can eat all of them apples you want. That'll clean you out for sure.
Ray.
For legal purposes, we have to say, do not listen to Ray.
Don't fool with manchineel. If you see any little tiny yellow apple thing under a tree, a whole bunch of them, run away.
Unless you're a Sister Islands rock iguana or a blue iguana, because they love those. They think those are delicious. But they also have poison wood over in Little Cayman, which we don't have here.
Poison wood?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which does exactly what it says on the tin.
I took some pictures of it, but they said it's like manchineel was just.
Oh, that's what they're calling it, poison wood.
The two different trees. So there is manchineel, and there is poison
and
wood.
I've seen the result of I've seen manchineel kill somebody.
Yeah, manchineel. Manchineel is it's the only species in its genus, and it's actually considered one of the most toxic plants in the world. Every part of it is toxic.
Yep.
Fun.
Fun, yeah.
That is, and this gentleman was telling me about this other poisonous tree.
Poison wood. You heard her? She said poison wood.
Manchineel look like baby lotion.
Yeah.
This thing here is really serious.
They'll turn you into a baby, yeah. But she said, did you hear, excuse me, sir, did you hear what she had said? There's, Little Cayman actually has a thing called poison wood.
Poison wood?
Not manchineel.
They have both.
I was just using manchineel for a reference of the effect it does.
Yeah.
But he said...
But listen, aloe could do the same, you know.
Huh?
Aloe could do the same to you.
Hold on, Ray.
But aloe is soothing.
Really? When you're laying in bed for 22 weeks?
All right. So, sorry, let me bring Ray back here now, because we get 10 past. All right.
I think that gentleman made Ray's head get real big.
No, that's genetics. That's the bottom side.
So you were saying, because we want to got Miss Carmen and we got Hannah here.
Yes,
Other medicines and other plants. Some of the thoughts you had, and we got a couple of the calls as well.
All right, y'all have a good, blessed day.
All right, guys. Get in touch with me, guy.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's important though, because there are a number of plants. You know, there's plants that can heal and plants that can hurt, and you know, we have to. There's plenty that I'm sure Miss Carmen has had brush-ins with as well. You know, we've got maiden plum, manchineel, lady hair. Yeah. So there's plenty of things to, you know, cowitch.
That could be a whole separate thing. Yeah.
It definitely could
kawatch.
be. Kawatch.
Yep. To be correct.
Or no, the LA. All right. Before we take the other caller, Miss Carmen, was there something you wanted to share? Ray?
No.
Okay.
Miss.
All right, let's go.
Because we got a bunch of callers, Miss Carmen. We could take them and then we could end with you, get back to you, huh? That's okay?
All right. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Hello?
Hi.
You're on air?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I thought I heard she said something about the rosemary.
Yes, ma'am.
Bush, that it can give you a side effect.
I have...
A dermatologist had mentioned that?
Yes, ma'am. It was one of the tours that I was giving. So our native rosemary, which is Croton linearis, so it's not actually related to the rosemary that you eat. Yeah, exactly. But it had so many medicinal and cultural uses in Cayman's history. You know, the brooms were made out of rosemary to sweep the house and the yard, and the sand. Yeah, and the and also it was. Medicinal tea was made from it, and it was also burned in smoke pots and also to treat as a treatment for asthma. But when I mentioned it on a tour, there was a dermatologist who was also on the tour, and he said that certain species of Croton, the same genus, can have effects on the skin. So it would just be good to, if you haven't, had contact with the plant before and you wanted to use it in like a bath or something, just give it a try.
Not the one that you cook with.
No, not the one that you cook with. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was going to ask her. Thanks for that. Because I was going to ask her the same thing.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, in this weird discussion, but also again, exploration and education. All right.
Because that was my thing too. Could I cook with it? Could I cook with it
and
during lockdown?
You know how many times I have been researching to see if you can cook with it, because some crotons, every genus has species you can eat, some you can't eat. And I had a friend who was actually saying he was thinking he could use it to like use the rosemary as a brush to marinate,
or put it in it.
So it's not actually using it to eat, but using it to try and maybe get some of those flavors and stuff out of it. Yeah, so I think it's.
And you think that's what?
I don't know. I think it's really interesting.
Try it a go. Try one little piece.
Yeah, always be everything's edible at least once.
Give it. That's exactly what I said. Baby can eat everything, but ready to survive.
Yeah.
All right, let's take these callers. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling. Hey, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you today? Thank you for calling.
Wonderful. I'm fascinated by the program.
Thank you.
So good day to Miss Catherine. That's her name?
No, Miss Carmen Conley on the phone, and in the studio, Hannah Reid.
And Miss Anna Reid. So they have it going on, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Miss Carmen, I thought I heard you talking about the dash along. That's called Ramgo dash along in Jamaica. Yes, and it's not only good for cold or stuff like that. It's good for even men. The fertility is not just like women.
I was going to say, how you navigate that?
Yes, it's very good for men as well.
Oh. Even Dwayne?
Not the rosemary, what that thing? It has yellow flowers just the same.
Stormback, they don't? Oh.
What's that one? It's there.
Big yellow flowers?
Yeah. What's the name?
There's a road named after it here?
No, it's there at the government building. It's
Shamrock.
The roundabout normally with some yellow flowers, and it's at the airport. We normally would marigold.
Oh yes, marigold, absolutely.
That is
Wedelia trilobata.
Very good medicine, a bush medicine. We use it for different purposes, both male and females. It's good for people who can't get pregnant. It has.
So if I had it, would I? Never mind.
Yes. With the same thing that Miss Carmen was talking about, the strong back and all, right? The young Miss talking about the vervine. They're all very good medicines.
Yes.
Even the aloe. I have never heard of anyone being overdosed with aloe vera. When we were younger, and our mom would give us like something for a worm out or so like that. She would give us aloe vera with the orange and the egg yolk, and that's she should beat them together and give us to take.
That's the juice or the
we call it wash out to clean out the. Yeah. And I'm really fascinated by the program. It's good to listen. I don't know the scientific names, but I just know them by the regular names that we use in Jamaica.
Yeah, that's why Miss Hannah is here. She gives a scientific name.
Yes, very good. I'm impressed.
No, thank you.
She's got all her T's and H's.
Yeah. All right, let's take this other caller. Hey, good afternoon. So welcome. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Hi. Afternoon.
Yeah, Dwayne the Elvis here from the Bronx.
The man himself. How are you, man? No weed, no wood, Bobo.
Mr. Andrews, how are you, sir?
No weed, no wood. I'm fine, my brother. I hear it talking about the bush. So I'm a bushman, so to speak. Yeah, I live in the valley of love, in the jungle of reality.
I hear, and you're on social media with it too.
Oh, you tell me now. So tell me something now. I know all about the papaya. The best thing, if you got phosphate problem in your gun problem in your urine, young coconut water, aloe vera, and papaya. Gone clear.
Papaya.
Red papaya, blend up, you drink it.
Okay. And this is ripe one, you said?
The ripe one.
Skin and all, or?
No. Just the pot. You know
just the flesh.
Good. Now tell me something now.
Mm-hmm.
How I not hear no talk about the ganja weed?
We not get there yet, bro. We not get there. You know how much?
What time are we going there?
Well, I hear people. Listen, I hear people be on social media hours and hours about it. So I figured that one covered, and all these other stuff that the tea banker and all that stuff that nobody know about. That nobody touching on that on social media. So plus they don't get the the coverage that, like I said.
Yes, service.
Yeah. Okay. Listen to my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to Google up and check up from the Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the Chinese were the one that brought weed to America? Because it grows on a plane.
On a what?
On the plane, on the open prairies or whatever.
I thought it was India. That's why there was ganja connection.
But all of that went through there.
Because I know some Indians brought it in here, I heard.
Yeah, but I'll be talking about to the Americans.
Oh,
okay. Medicine. Okay? Why didn't the Chinese rule the world? Because they were smoking the weed and using it for medicine.
Yeah.
I took and check out the asthma.
Mm-hmm.
Every asthma pump before that old greasy head ray gun. You laughing?
Yes, sir. Greasy head.
Greasy head ray gun.
It's amazing he didn't have no gray hair, huh? Like us.
No, greasy. I'm not saying greasy hair.
I know.
Yeah. Turn the wall against ganja. Until then you could look and you see the asthma pump.
Yeah.
The asthma pump has
the same ingredients.
Extract of cannabis. And this was from the 30s and the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
But when you done it illegal, you couldn't limit it no more.
Mm-hmm.
They killed it.
The reefer madness. Reefer madness was the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you see there's a new lot coming now.
I heard there was there's a tea, right, that you buy a ganja tea for asthma, right?
Yeah, it's the same ganja that we smoke.
I might get Dwayne to try that, see if that works, because I heard he has asthma.
You mean Dwayne Sterling then?
Yeah, that one.
I need him. I did drop something high grade on him from up on this bluff 145 high. That changed his attitude.
Will it make him grow hair and taller too?
Well, I didn't know about taller, but I'll put it back when he hit.
Because he hand got some on it now.
Yeah, something will work in the head. But anyhow, like I said, we got new premier now, which is looking
at
people. Because our old premier, he's my friend, but he lick in the evening, but we couldn't smoke our weed and live in peace. Well, then my friend, you just like Reagan, you put them my greasy hair. Down like the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. He ain't coming back. Have a nice day, my brother.
Bless me,
as usual.
Right.
I have to follow you on Facebook. I keep Instagram in
We got to quickly take the final.
All right, Mr. Andrews.
And then we come back. We talk to Ms. Carmen again.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, please.
Busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamp Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
How would you describe Wha Ah Sayin?
A language, history, and culture show on Radio Cayman 89.9 and 93.9 FM.
Okay, I like that definition. Now let's get back to the show.
Wha Ah Sayin.
And welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And thanks for Miss Hannah Reid for joining us, and Miss Carmen Conley.
Miss Carmen, are you still there?
You are.
Yes.
Oh, you're not melted away?
No.
Do you see your truck come up your way yet?
Huh?
See truck come up your way yet?
No. They said they don't know when they're going to get here.
Yeah, they got you.
Tell him you got strong back. You can give him a thing.
Yeah, I heard they went on strike last night. They wouldn't work anymore. That's for sure. Because these standards went down there and see everything in darkness. No truck was there, nobody. They think we're not tracking them?
I pray you get it because you and my parents. All right, they still come. All right, but before we go to the other caller, anything you want to keep sharing with us, Miss Carmen? Or we take the
what was it? If say this was the last.
There's still a lot that we haven't discussed. But
Exactly.
At the time.
Yeah, we can have. You can have. Can you promise me to come in the next time when we say not the next show, but the show after or something or soon?
Yeah.
Can we so we can get you in the studio?
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know as much as McKenna, but we can
See, that's the thing.
Much.
That's you keep
So
saying that,
much.
but you don't realize how much you know. You have to practice it, which is like amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
All right.
But what about you getting the other three that you talked about, or the other two?
We'll get to that.
They're Alvin, Raymond, Edna.
That's it. The Raymond one I didn't.
Yeah.
hear.
But I don't know if he'll be able to come. I don't know.
Well, seem the way we do with phone with you.
We'll do it. We'll come to it.
We'll get to you.
Yeah.
We'll get it off here.
All right.
Yeah. But it would be good to have them on too.
Of course.
I got an idea. All right, let's take this other caller, and maybe this will be the final call, given that it's almost time. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for your patience, and thanks for joining us.
Hey, good afternoon, Dwayne.
Hey, how are you today, man?
Okay. Good afternoon to Ray.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. When it comes to herbal medication and asthma, my son had asthma from the time he was about 2 years old.
Is this Junior?
Yeah, my youngest son.
Is it? Oh, that's the youngest. Okay.
Yeah, and so I called Mr. Kenny Christian, and he told me to get some rosemary and dry it enough that you can smoke it like a cigarette, and do that twice a day for 3 days. And I gave it to my son, and it cured him of asthma. And not too long before that, I had to rush him to the hospital with the ambulance because he had an asthma attack. And
so after you said that you did that, he didn't have it anymore,
no,
or reduced.
He's been cured now. He's been cured. So people have to stop ignoring Mr. Kenny Christian and thinking that he's just fooling around with what he's saying. What he's saying is actual facts. And I think the government should, asthmatic people, I think the government should be offering them this type of medication in order to cure them, because the asthma pump is for emergency when you have an asthma attack. And for some reason, a person doesn't remember the asthma pump. For instance, if someone went fishing out on a 12-mile bank or something and forgot the asthma pump, they could actually lose their life. So I think it's more important to heal people than to be giving them an asthma pump in case of emergency. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
And if I may, I think it's one of these things where one of the fascinating things about native ways of knowing is that science is still debating some things that native cultures know to be true just based on how
hundreds of
years of experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think to bit off topic, not on the land, but our turtle culture is an incredible example of that, because when Archie Carr, who's considered the father of herpetology, wanted to learn about turtles, he came here because these are the people that knew turtles best.
And we were the downfall for why they shut it off, because anyway, that's a
off
topic.
But the point is taken.
But it's science is still debating things that
West Bears only know about.
Well, this is the thing. You can, as the quote is, you can dismiss it as folklore, but it has to be mostly
Telepathy?
right, or somebody's going to die.
Yeah.
It has its purpose, and its purpose is born from years of that relationship, getting to know these plants, getting to know what they're used for, being able to use them. So I think that's one of the really cool things.
Miss Carmen, I know
bush
it's
medicine.
like an anxiety thing or a shyness thing when she says, "Oh, I don't know nothing."
But it's all right. So, Miss Carmen,
you still there?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And I really appreciate what you shared. We haven't even scratched the surface, but it just shows from what you and Miss Hannah are relating. This is something that, unfortunately, because of the pace of development, we're losing. Perhaps because of the practice of our own people. Maybe just a level.
But practice of the people who's supposed to be educating those people.
No, but I was saying maybe it's.
You understand what I'm saying? Once you've educated these people and realize, well, a strong back is this thing. Now that I know, I learned something here today. What strong back is, with that little fruit and stuff in it. Why I have it around my grandfather's yard that I didn't know why leaf of life is around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But can we? Yeah. You know what? Okay, Miss Carmen, is there something that that you think people need to know? Like, if you had the final word today, what would it be about that bush medicine and stuff like that in Cayman?
I don't know. I think the final word would be really on the aloes. The aloes. Somehow or another, I think aloes got so much different healing stuff.
Yeah. Well, I got it as an icon. If you were in here, you would see it as the you go on YouTube afterward and looking at it. I've got the that is the iconic thing. I wanted to put my little history thing to it. Napoleon fought his wars with a cart full of aloe. And I think he actually invaded one of the islands that had it. So historically, and that's from the 1800s that he knew that was a healing plant. So.
Yes.
So if you can attest to aloe, which is growing in the bush, there's a bush medicine. You'll probably find a lot of merit with some of the other stuff. I know some of the other stuff is not necessarily all cure-all type thing.
But there are certain benefits. So thank you very much for staying.
Does Miss Hannah know to make the aloe pills?
I have not made the aloe pills.
I know somebody that tried to make them.
There's one old lady showed me how to do it. I can't remember.
I think I could, Miss Carmen.
Yeah.
I think I could, yeah.
But it's like certain time when the I don't know when I think it's like the moon. The aloe has more juice on one moon than the other.
Well, it's like every fluid, huh?
I think it's the full moon, though.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's just like, people, you say, oh, they go by the moon and stuff, and people don't believe it, but there is sap.
It's the juice that drain. It's the juice that drain that you make the pills from. Yeah. And they say it's a moon that drain more on the full moon than the young moon, whatever.
That's why the silver thatch was also harvested according to the moon too, right?
The new moon.
For there to be less sap, so that it would have less chance of rotting.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get together.
I don't know.
I would love that. No, I think that Miss Carmen, you raised an important point also about paying attention to the other aspects of what's going on. How often do we think, it's going to be a full moon X night? Like, what are those? Are we paying attention to those natural rhythms of our environment as well?
There was a moon pass recently that.
It's important too, because those are the relationships.
That's the first thing we found out.
No, we don't know when full moon comes.
But they got apps now, Miss Carmen. It's gone, instead of the almanac that you all have, they're apps, they're phone applications. You put on your phone and it'll tell you that Dwayne is going to be
Miss Carmen,
mood he could be in.
Thank you, Mom. I really can't say enough, how much we appreciate.
So, Ms. Carm, how about when you get power up there, and you get your AC running again, and then we cool out, we can talk about you actually coming in the studio this time for the next one, huh?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Okay.
God bless, Mom.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Miss Carmen.
Okay, Miss Carmen, love you. Talk to you later.
Again.
Okay,
thank you, Mom. And this is, not just educational for us and informative, but I think it's also a sense that we have to have a greater sense of respect and appreciation for what we have. The callers who quickly identified not just the intellectual knowledge, but that hey, this is real, and it's not just folklore. It's not just something that people did, but they did it just like you shared, because over generations they knew that this thing worked for this thing. Maybe we've just become educated.
I can try out that asthma thing for sure.
I think we can get it back. That's the really cool thing about native ways of knowing, is that you can get it back.
And even cleared land, you'll find out, you just let it grow and stuff will pop up.
Yeah. But we just have to, the recipe for losing some of this knowledge, it comes from, for getting it back, comes not just from listening to our elders and speaking with other people in the community, but also learning from ourselves and being able to tap into that
you're a prime example of that, I would
within
say.
us.
Practicing.
Practicing. It's a practice. You have to go out, you have to start to recognize things, you have to know what they feel like, smell like,
when
taste
I did, not to be all about me, but when I did the thatch, I went in the bush and I realized not every thatch tree you're going to get thatched. Like 10 out of 10, you get 4 tops that you could use. And you need to harvest them properly because you kill the whole tree.
But, I mean...
so just something like that.
We won't belabor it, but I think if you think back to the rest of the way we teach in our schools across the globe, how much of that is applied? Right?
Yes, absolutely. And when you compare how children are taught now to how they would have been taught just 2 generations ago, when it would have been, learning out underneath the sea grape trees, what have we lost because we've had these sort of imported education systems rather than...
And they devalue anything that's not academic or anything that's not in a book. Well,
and science has come a way to recognizing the importance of native knowledge, but there's still a lot to be done.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of scholars working on this, and they need to continue to do so, because in my mind, these local relationships are how we heal global problems with our relationships to nature.
I tell you what, an old West Bear said to me, and I had no probably high school education, PhD. You know what that is? Pile high and deep.
but it isn't just.
So I won't tell you I'm thinking about getting one then.
No, you get yours.
No, you get yours.
Listen, you get it because
you got it already.
Yeah, and this is
because some people, that's the only thing that they respect.
But thank you for saying that, because we need to get to a place where we, as Ray say, start to value and respect and we're clearing lands because it's easy to clear and build.
And ignorance too. That's how many bulldozers I fought off mine. People say, "Oh, you're looking good now. You play after a storm. The place smashed down now. You can clear all that bush out." You try that.
Well, this is it. We'll have this continued conversation, and I really appreciate this opportunity. And so sorry that, as the callers recognize, we haven't scratched the surface.
Yeah, but much to talk about.
You can take a minute, or you can take a second.
I could see a series coming.
Yeah. Yes. What are some of the 2, 3, 20, whatever things you might want to quickly sort of just gloss over for us, or even 1 or 2 things in depth as we close out? Your sort of closing
just
thoughts for today.
So we can leave it to
we'll leave it,
one plant?
Yeah.
One?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think one of the most, if you're talking about culturally important plants, I think second to silver thatch has to be rosemary. It has so many cultural and medicinal uses that some of our callers have talked about, but also, so it's one of these plants where it actually, even if you're not using it medicinally, think about including it in your landscaping, in your garden, because it's so important to our native pollinators to have these native species. It's all about everything is connected, I think, is the reality. And my hope is that if somebody goes out to find a plant because they heard this show, then that plant will hopefully lead them to another plant or help them unlock another bit of our culture.
I tell you that strong back thing with that. I literally yesterday in the storm running up and down trying to save my coconuts from fellow man from overseas. That I was like, I gotta find out what this is. I didn't know how to explain it. The sorry. I always grew up with that, avoiding it and all that stuff.
The noni.
No, these are strong back.
Sorry, I was thinking about last night. But really, thanks very much for including me in your life and for not just the passion you have.
Thank you very much for your little short center of gravity and that big old piece of
strength.
tamarind tree where he lived.
We were moving some lumber.
600 pounds at least.
He was surprised I could pick it up. Well, you know, my dad got good stock. You know. He passed it on, Bobo. But no, thank you very much. And Hannah, to you. And
thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Miss Carmen may think that she doesn't.
Your company.
Yeah, no, Miss Carmen might say like that she doesn't have the knowledge, but I feel that way too because, you know, the younger generation lacks the practical application.
Yeah.
And so, you know, with our powers combined.
That's a perfect way.
Yeah.
And maybe as
social media.
Yeah, as you were sharing, you know, I would say this to us. Hannah's invitation, go out and you look at a plant. Start with the rosemary.
Yeah.
We know that one, it's safe, so to speak. Put it in your garden, you don't have to worry. It's not manzanilla, it's not maiden plum.
Yep.
It's a good plant.
Good plant.
Right?
What about manzanilla and a maiden plum fence?
With later here.
Listen,
and,
Ray, I have a business idea, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Later here and listen. Wireless. All in
one. Yeah, I had a wireless run. My place was a wire. I got wireless. So my guy go, so I tried to clean your boot. It's too scratchy. It's scratchy.
So as people go about, maybe first and foremost, they start to respect themselves enough to look at these things and know that we don't know enough about it. And in not knowing, it's the knowledge that we need to seek. Yeah. And as we're developing, you know, whether you're doing a multi-million development or whether you just got a piece of family land, look first, you know.
I love that they knocked down all the trees and turned around and put ornamental attached trees just where ours was.
Yeah, destroy a mango tree to put back up. Anyway, we can leave that alone. But thank you, and to all the listeners, you know, we are indeed a wonderful, blessed people in an amazing place.
Miss Carmen is still there?
No, Miss Carmen, no.
Okay.
And to Miss Carmen and the Miss Carmens of East End and West Bay and of all of the districts, you know, 3 islands, you are invaluable. You know, we don't, even to my own parents, you know, we don't show them the love and appreciation that we want, and, you know, soon gone, but hopefully their legacy lives on. But we, as you know, Hannah shared, the younger generation will pick up the mantle. All right. Have a very safe, enjoyable, productive, and blessed weekend. And if you get a chance, you know, well, just enjoy it. Until Monday, be blessed.
See what I said?
See what I saying?
See what I saying? It happening every third Friday on Talk Today.
Jointly produced by the National Museum and Radio Cayman, a language, history, and culture show. Remember, it's every third Friday on 89.9 and 93.9 FM. See what I'm saying?
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village. Convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays.
Radio Cayman, the voice,
the heart,
the soul